Breaking news! One rookie is quietly making waves in training camp, getting the kind of one-on-one attention that could shape his entire NFL future, and it's not from a coach, a scout, or a trainer. Meanwhile, on the offensive line, the Ravens are standing firm behind a decision that's dividing the fan base and could have massive consequences once the real bullets start flying in September. Something's happening behind the scenes in Baltimore that isn't being talked about enough, but could define the 2025 season. But before we move on, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, comment, "Go Ravens," right now to show your purple pride. Now let's get into it. Now let's talk about a rookie who's got everyone inside the Ravens organization excited, Mike Green. If you've been following training camp updates and that preseason opener against the Colts, then you've probably seen the flashes. We're not talking about your typical rookie flashes. We're talking about something that looks smoother than it should, more refined than expected, and perhaps more dangerous than the league is ready for. Mike Green didn't just look good, he looked like he belonged. Every move, every read, every burst off the line screamed potential. And just when fans were settling into the idea that Green could be a solid piece for the pass rush rotation this year, Jeff Zrebiec dropped a detail that changed the conversation. After a hard day of practice, when most guys were cooling down or heading off the field, Mike Green stayed. But he wasn't alone. He was out there running pass rush drills, not with a coach, not with a trainer, but with former Raven and Super Bowl champion Mike McCrary. That's not just mentorship, that's a torch being passed. Now picture this, a young, explosive talent like Mike Green learning directly from a Ravens legend who made his name terrorizing quarterbacks. You're pairing the new school athleticism with old school wisdom. That's a deadly combo. McCrary isn't just a name from the past. He's part of the DNA that shaped the Ravens' most feared defenses. For him to take the time to personally work with Green says a lot about what the franchise sees in this kid. And it tells fans everything they need to know. Green isn't just here to compete, he's here to rise. While it's still early, and yes, he hasn't logged an official sack in the regular season yet, there's already a real feeling that we're witnessing the birth of the next great Ravens pass rusher. Whether it's on 3rd and long, teamed up with other beasts on the line like Odafoa or Justin Matabike, the anticipation is sky high. The number 45 is going to mean something soon. You can feel it. The coaching staff knows it. The veterans can see it. And the fans are about to witness it. And on the other side of the ball, we've got to talk about Daniel Falale. Now here's where things get complicated. After his rough showing in the first preseason game, some fans were ready to pull the plug. That clip of him getting manhandled, it went viral for all the wrong reasons. But here's the twist. The Ravens knew all along that Falale was going to be their starting right guard. There was no competition, not even a hint of one. They saw the potential and stuck with it. That alone tells you the staff is betting big on him, even if the public has doubts. The situation is eerily similar to Brandon Stevens' development, a player who's had both incredible highs and frustrating lows. For Falale, it's clear the Ravens are banking on his versatility and raw power to eventually mold into something special. But when you're Lamar Jackson's bodyguard, there's no room for inconsistency. Every rep matters. Every missed block could change a season. So is Baltimore playing with fire by sticking with him no matter what? And what about the chemistry up front? Ronnie Stanley at left tackle, Andrew Voorhees at left guard, Tyler Linderbaum in the middle, and Roger Rosengarten holding down the right tackle spot. It's a unit the Ravens value for its continuity. But continuity only helps if the performance matches. The offensive line must not only protect Lamar but create the space for Derrick Henry to unleash the beast. And speaking of Henry, don't think for a second he's just here to pound the rock. If the Ravens are smart, they'll incorporate him into the passing game early and often to keep defenses on their heels. Which brings us to a crucial question. Are the Ravens setting Lamar up for success, or are they hoping his brilliance covers for their gamble on the offensive line? Because if we're being honest, this isn't just about one bad rep in a preseason game. It's about a pattern. Daniel Falale has shown moments of dominance, but also moments that make you hold your breath for all the wrong reasons. When you're lined up as Lamar Jackson's last line of defense on the right side, there's no margin for error. You miss one assignment, and Lamar could be eating turf, or worse, nursing an injury. So while the Ravens coaching staff sees promise, the fan base sees risk. And it's not like this was an accident. From the jump, the Ravens never wavered. They declared Falale the starter at right guard before a single camp battle could even unfold. No open competition, no contingency plan, just full-on commitment. That's bold, maybe even reckless depending on how things play out. But it speaks volumes about the confidence this coaching staff has in their player development and in their long-term vision for Falale. They're essentially saying, we see the flaws, but we see more in the potential. But what does that say about their priorities? Do they value continuity over immediate performance? The irony? It's fans who saw the warning signs early. Just like with Brandon Stevens, they voiced concerns long before the national media picked up on them. But while fans often react in the moment, this organization plays the long game. They've done it before. They're doing it again. And if Falale becomes that reliable, versatile piece they envision, the coaches will look like geniuses. But if he struggles and becomes the weak link in an otherwise powerful offense, those decisions will be scrutinized heavily, especially if it leads to more pressure on Lamar or stalls the running game with Derrick Henry. Speaking of which, Henry's presence in this offense can't be overstated. The physicality he brings, the sheer fear he strikes in defenses, that alone forces teams to adjust. But if the Ravens really want to maximize his value, they need to stop being so predictable with his usage. Everyone knows Henry is a battering ram, but what if they flipped the script and had him catching screens or lining up wide on occasion? Imagine that moment of hesitation from a linebacker or a safety when Henry slips into a route. That's where the Ravens can become truly dangerous, not just good, but special. And it's that unpredictability that could be the difference in January. Because as one fan wisely pointed out, even the most dynamic offenses can be stifled when it matters most. Just look back at last year's playoff exit. Despite all the firepower, Baltimore sputtered. That can't happen again. They've got the weapons, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, and now Henry. But it's how they use them that will make or break the season. Will they evolve, or will they fold under the pressure of high expectations once more? And let's not forget the rookies waiting in the wings. Players like Leonte Weston on offense and Mike Green on defense. Weston is already drawing eyes not just for his offensive versatility, but for what he can do on special teams. If he carves out a role there, he could easily make the final 53-man roster and give the Ravens that extra jolt of depth they've been missing. Meanwhile, Mike Green's trajectory feels meteoric. You pair him with McCrary's mentorship, and suddenly you've got a rookie who's not just trying to make a name for himself, he's trying to live up to the legacy of past Ravens greats. There's something different about this camp. The energy, the competition, the pressure, but also the potential. This is a Ravens roster with few holes but massive stakes. The window is open, but for how long? The MVP window with Lamar, the prime years of Derrick Henry, the rookie deals on guys like Zay and Linderbaum. It all adds up to one conclusion. This is the year to go for it all. Which brings us back to the line, to Falale, to the front five that will ultimately decide whether this offense soars or stumbles. Are the Ravens being bold, or are they being blind? That's the real question for fans right now. Do you trust the coaching staff's unwavering commitment to Daniel Falale at right guard? Or should they have brought in someone to challenge him for the spot and protect the franchise at all costs? Let me know what you think in the comments. Are the Ravens rolling the dice, or are they building something bigger than we can see right now? And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a second of this season's drama. Check out the video on your screen right now to stay locked in with all the latest Ravens news.